Hello, my students, class 9, chapter 7. That is, I am continuing with the age of the Guptas. Today, the literary works, and I told you many times that the literary works plays a very important role in uh, giving us the source information regarding a particular dynasty. Now, today, the works of Kalidasa. Kalidasa, we know, the famous poet, dramatist, a writer, and he enriched the Sanskrit literature. The works of Kalidasa, Abhigyan Shakuntalam, or popularly known as Shakuntala. Popularly known as Shakuntala. Now, my students, look at the board and also look at the book. Page number B72, Works of Kalidasa, Abhigyan Shakuntalam and Shakuntala. That is the same book, Abhigyan Shakuntala, popularly known as Shakuntala. Okay. Now, is one of the rich literary productions of the world. And then after that, look at the board, Malavik Nimitra and Vikramarvashya. These two very careful regarding the spelling. This Malavika Nimitra and the Vikramarvashya are the two excellent dramas. What are these? These are the two excellent dramas and written by him. His literary skill, that is the skill of Kalidasa, my students, the skill of Kalidasa was also displayed in two epics. He also wrote two epics, my students. He also wrote two epics. What are these? Raghuvangsha and Kumara Shambhava. Raghuvangsha and Kumara Shambhava. Raghuvangsha, my students, very careful regarding the spelling. Raghuvangsha and Kumara Shambhava. These two are the popular epics written by him. Now, and in the lyric poetry of Ritu Shambhara and Meghdutta, all these are very important in and enrich Sanskrit literature. Now, other literary texts besides Kalidasa, other literary texts, Vishaka Datta wrote Mudra Rakshasa. Vishaka Datta wrote, my students, look at the board. Vishaka Datta wrote Mudra Rakshasa and Harishena wrote Prashasti. Harishana wrote Prashasti. Now, my students, these are all the important literary works during the Gupta age, and which not only enrich all the literature but very much enrich the Sanskrit literature. After that, my students, look at the book. In my book, page number B73, about the famous universities. My students, look at the book about the famous universities. First of all, the Nalanda University. I hope you have heard the name of the Nalanda University. Nalanda University. During the Gupta age, we know that the Gupta age is known as the golden age in Indian history and very rich in literature, especially in Sanskrit literature. Now, we discuss about Kalidasa's famous dramas, lyric poetries, epics, all these, and I request to all of my students to be very careful regarding the spelling and the name of all these books. And after that, we come to the point of the famous university. First of all, Nalanda University, its important features. All of us, we know that this Nalanda University is very famous. Now, it was one of the famous of the educational institutions of the ancient India. See, Nalanda University is one of the famous of the educational institutions of ancient India, situated near Rajgira in Bihar. It was founded during the reign of Kumara Gupta in the middle of the 5th century AD. So, my students, when Nalanda University was founded, now Nalanda University is situated, and where it is situated? See, it was situated, Nalanda University was situated near Rajgira in Bihar, and it was founded during the reign of Kumara Gupta. During the reign of Kumara Gupta. Now, my students, it developed into a famous center of learning under the patronage of the Gupta rulers, and of Harshavardhana. So, it is clear to us that as Nalanda University, one of the world famous university developed under the patronage of the Gupta rulers, it was clear to us that the Gupta rulers were very much fond of learning and wanted to develop the education and spread it all over the world. Now, its important features: admission to this university was restricted by a difficult entrance examination, and only 2 or 3 out of 10 succeeded in getting admission. So, out of 10 students, all of my students, you just think of it. On those days, out of 10 students, only 2 or 3 out of 10 succeeded in getting admission. The students were provided with free boarding and lodging. Sanskrit was used as the medium of instruction. So, which subject was instructed as the medium of instruction? Now, Sanskrit, Buddhist and the Brahmanical literature, logic, grammar, medicine, astronomy, philosophy, tantra and art were the important subjects included in the curriculum. So, what were the important subjects? Just think of it. How developed the university, Nalanda University, that is Buddhist and Brahmanical literature, logic, grammar, medicine, astronomy, philosophy, Tantra and art were the important subjects included in the curriculum. The university became so famous that it attracted students from all over the world and from the neighboring countries as well. Yuan Sang, the Chinese pilgrim, studied here for about 5 years. So, my students, all about Nalanda University, its important features, when it was founded and where it was founded. Now, my students, the great center of learning flourished till the end of the 12th century AD. So, it was founded in 5th century and flourished up till 12th century, when it was destroyed by Muhammad bin Bakhtiar Khilji, one of the generals of Muhammad Ghari. So it flourished, it started in 5th century AD and it flourished up till 12th century AD, when after that it was destroyed by Muhammad bin Bakhtiar Khilji, one of the generals of Muhammad Ghari. The ruins of the Nalanda University testify to his grandeur as recorded by the Yuan Sang. From the account of Yuan Sang, we came to know about the grandeur, about the main attraction, about the fabulous building of the Nalanda University. Now, looking at the ruins of the university, it is clear to us about the description given by Yuan Sang, that it was so famous and so great, full of pomp and grandeur. Now, Taxila University, besides Nalanda University, Taxila University, developments in the field of science. Now, and after that, we will come to the point of development in the field of science, Aryabhatta and Baraha Mira. Now, my students come to the point of Taxila University. It was situated near Rawalpindi, now in Pakistan. From references to it in the Jataka stories, we got all the description regarding and the reference of the Taxila University from the Jataka stories. We learned that it was the earliest university of the ancient India. It specialized in the teaching of medicine, surgery, astronomy, astrology, military arts, law, etc. Now, my students, come to the point of the, besides Nalanda University, Taxila University. It was one of the ancient universities of the world, and it was situated near Rawalpindi, now in Pakistan. From references to it in the Jataka stories, we learn it was the earliest university of ancient India. It specialized in the teaching of medicine, surgery, astrology, military arts, law, etc. My students, now come to the point of developments in the field of science. Developments in the field of science. Now, Aryabhatta. Now, my students, just in the beginning, during the Gupta period, great progress was made in the field of scientific studies such as astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. So, in the Gupta age, not only development in the Sanskrit literature, but also, and we saw simultaneously the flourish and the development of the universities like Nalanda and the Taxila universities. Now, developments in the fields of science. Now, great progress we witnessed, the Gupta period witnessed a great progress in the field of scientific studies such as astronomy, mathematics, and medicine. Aryabhatta, and first of all, my students, the world famous scientist Aryabhatta. The whole world, the human civilization could never forget the contribution and name of Aryabhatta. He was the product of the Gupta period. Now, come to the point of Aryabhatta, page number B74. Aryabhatta was the great astronomer and mathematician. A great astronomer and mathematician. He wrote two famous works. He wrote two famous works, the Aryabhatta and the Surya Siddhanta. What was these two famous works? One was Aryabhatta and other Surya Siddhanta. Now, Aryabhatta deals with arithmetic, geometry, algebra, and trigonometry. Aryabhatta deals with arithmetic, geometry, algebra, and trigonometry. Aryabhatta worked out the exact value of pi, that is 3.1416, and discovered a formula to find the area of a triangle. In his famous work, Surya Siddhanta, he explained scientifically the causes of the solar and the lunar eclipse. He was the first Indian astronomer to declare that the earth is spherical in shape, and he proved that the earth revolves around the sun and rotates on its own axis. My student, you just think how developed science and what was the incredible contribution of Aryabhatta. India's first satellite set into the space was named Aryabhatta after this great astronomer. So all our hats off for the great scientist Aryabhatta. Now, then come to the second scientist, Baraha Mihira. He was another great scientist of the Gupta age who flourished in the court of Chandragupta too. He wrote Brihat Samhita, which deals with astronomy, mathematics, and botany and physical geography. Botany and physical geography. He also wrote a famous book on different branches of Jyotish Shastra. So, my students, we just realized what was the incredible contribution of Aryabhatta. Aryabhatta was such a great scientist. He worked out the exact value of pi and discovered a formula to find the area of a triangle. And India's first satellite sent into space was named Aryabhatta after this great astronomer. My students, after Aryabhatta, the Barahamira. He was another great scientist in the Gupta age who flourished in the court of Chandragupta too. He wrote Brihat Samhita, which deals with astronomy, mathematics, botany, and physical geography. He also wrote a famous book on different branches of Jyotish Shastra. So, my students, we can easily realize what was the tremendous development of Gupta age in the field of literature, in the field of the development of the universities, which helped to spread education all over the world, and also that is the assimilation of the students all over the world, and also the development of the in the field of science and technology, and the contribution of Aryabhatta and Barahamira. My students, today up to this, wish you all the best. See you in my next class. Thank you to all of you.